Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news all right, so here's the scoop that's been making waves across NFL circles. And I mean this could be a game changer for the 49ers and the entire NFC West. Rumor has it that the Denver Broncos, currently sitting at a solid 9-2 record, are seriously considering pulling off a blockbuster trade. And it involves one of the best cornerbacks in the league right now, Patrick Surtain. Yeah, you heard that right. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Is Surtain even on the table? Well, the whispers are getting louder, and sources like Adam Schefter are floating the idea that Denver might be willing to part ways with Surtain in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now that's some serious leverage, especially for a team looking to rebuild or retool after a strong start this season. But why would Denver do such a thing? Well, it's not just about the potential return pick, though that alone is enticing. The Broncos are in a bit of a cap crunch right now, with only about $3.6 million in cap space, and they're also looking to free up some cash to bolster their offensive line, which has been a concern with 22 sacks allowed this season. Plus, Denver's defense has been a real bright spot, ranking among the best in the league, giving up just 5 points per game. They're a tough, gritty unit that's still in playoff contention, but they're also in a phase of rebuilding, and trading Surtain could be a way to accelerate that process, especially if they can get a high first-rounder in return. Now, let's talk about Patrick Surtain himself. This guy has been nothing short of elite. Since entering the league, he's established himself as one of the most shut-down corners in the NFL. This season alone, he's racked up 4 interceptions, 8 pass defenses, 45 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles across 11 games. His PFF coverage grade is an eye-popper, sitting at 92, one which is a testament to how well he's been locking down receivers, and his EPA per target, 28, meaning he's making plays and making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. His yards per target is just 4, 8, and he's been targeted heavily, yet the QBR when quarterbacks target him has dropped to around 60, which is impressive for a cornerback. Surtain's career stats speak volumes. 12 interceptions so far, a man success rate of 85%, and he's been able to keep receivers at bay with an average separation of just 2 yards, outperforming many other top corners by a comfortable margin. He's also shown resilience after a shoulder injury in Week 6, returning with 2 more interceptions in Weeks 9 and beyond, forcing big stops and making game-changing plays. When it comes to tackling, he's not just an in-coverage monster. He also misses tackles only 1% of the time, which is elite. He's versatile too, showing off his blitzing skills with 2 hurries per game, and that's exactly the kind of player the 49ers need, a true game-changer on defense. Now, the impact of adding Surtain to the 49ers defense would be enormous. This secondary has been a bit inconsistent lately, partly due to injuries and some underperformance. Charvarius Ward, for instance, has an impressive PFF grade of 85, but the team as a whole has struggled with giving up big plays, 210 yards allowed per game through the air. Michael Williams' ACL injury in November didn't help either, leaving the team shorthanded. So bringing in Surtain would immediately bolster the secondary, giving them a lockdown corner who can handle the league's best receivers. It would also allow the 49ers to double down on their man coverage, which has been a strength, but needs more consistency to face playoff-caliber offenses. The 49ers, sitting at 7-4, are in a tight NFC playoff race. They're known for their stout defense and efficient offense led by Brock Purdy, but they need to tighten up against the top-tier teams, especially in the secondary. Adding a player like Surtain would be a serious upgrade, potentially reducing points allowed from 22. 9 per game down to around 19, and increasing turnovers with more aggressive coverage. His presence would elevate the entire unit, making the 49ers defense even more formidable, especially in the postseason, where every play counts. And let's not forget the broader context. The 49ers defense has been on a bit of a renaissance lately, and Surtain could be the catalyst to propel them even further. The team has already been showing signs of improvements, especially with the emergence of players like Charvarius Ward and others stepping up. But adding Certain would be like putting the cherry on top. It's not just about stopping the pass, it's about setting the tone, intimidating opponents, and forcing turnovers. With Certain's ball-hawking ability and lockdown coverage, teams would think twice before throwing in his direction. Now, how does this all affect the NFC West? Well, if the 49ers manage to land Certain, it could significantly tilt the balance of power. The Rams and Seahawks are always lurking, but with a lockdown corner like Certain, the 49ers' defense would be even more dominant, making them a favorite to not only win the division but also to be serious contenders for the Super Bowl. The odds for the 49ers winning it all would skyrocket, some betting lines already placing them at plus 1,300. But with Certain in the fold, those odds could plummet to plus 700, reflecting a real threat to the league's best. What's the vision here? The 49ers have a defense that's already on the rise, and Certain could serve as the final piece to make them a true powerhouse. Their success in 2023 has been built around a solid front seven, but the secondary has been the variable. Certain's addition would solidify that unit, creating a secondary wall that's tough for any team to break down, similar to what we saw with the Chiefs after Snead's injury last year, which boosted their win probability significantly. This move could also have a ripple effect on their playoff chances, especially if they can neutralize top receivers like Cooper Kupp when it counts. And speaking of impact, let's consider the Broncos' perspective. They're clearly in a rebuild mode after starting strong at 9-2, but their decision to part ways with Certain might be more about cap management and long-term strategy than current performance. With only about $3.6 million in cap space, they're trying to free up money and focus on future drafts and extensions. They've also been trying to bolster their offensive line by releasing $18 million in cap space to sign veteran players and draft picks. The Broncos' defense remains an elite unit, allowing just 5 points per game, but they've been losing some ground offensively and in the overall rebuild. So the question is, will Denver really pull the trigger? It's not just about cap space, it's about the long-term vision. They're clearly prioritizing their rebuild, and moving Certain for a first-round pick in 2026 would be a bold move, but it could pay off big time if they're thinking ahead. For the 49ers, though, this move could be a steal. Pairing Certain with their already talented secondary would make them even more dangerous, especially in high-stakes playoff games where every possession matters. The 49ers have shown they're a team that can adapt and improve as the season progresses, and adding a player of Certain's caliber would be a statement move. Now, all of this is speculation for now, but it's a very plausible scenario given the current league dynamics. The 49ers are always aggressive in their pursuit of excellence, and with their current roster and coaching staff, they're well-positioned to make a splash if the opportunity arises. The trade would send shockwaves through the league, and for the fans, it's an exciting prospect, a move that could define the next era of 49ers football. Imagine Certain lining up across from Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk, shutting down the best receivers and forcing turnovers. That's the type of impact that can turn a good team into a dynasty. In conclusion, keep your eyes peeled, folks. This isn't just some rumor, it's a potential game changer. If the 49ers can pull this off, they'll be adding a true superstar to their secondary, one who can elevate their entire defense to another level. It's a bold move, but then again, the 49ers have always been about bold, smart decisions that push them closer to that elusive Super Bowl. And with Certain's talent, leadership, and experience, this could be exactly what they need to make that final step. Stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet, and the next few weeks could be the most exciting of the season for 49ers fans. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. Do you think this is a move they should make? Would Certain be the piece to push the team over the top? I know many of you are dreaming of another Super Bowl run, and this could be the move that makes it happen. Keep the faith, stay loud, and let's see what the front office does in the coming weeks. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We've got a lot to discuss, and I can't wait to share more insights with all of you. Go Niners!